What is the most shocking thing someone confessed while on their deathbed? 1. My dad was adopted from a woman who went to my grandparents' church and got pregnant out of wedlock. My grandpa confessed on his deathbed that he had actually had an affair with that woman and he was my dad's real father, which was why he suggested adopting him in the first place. 2. My mom told me about the death of her father, my grandfather, and his last words to her. She said he was on his deathbed and it was obvious he was nearing the end. He motioned her over to tell her something. She went over, leaned in close, expecting some declaration of his love for her or some deeply insightful. He said, "The good family silverware is hidden in the ventilation system about 15 feet out from the furnace." She looked at him like he was crazy. He said, "What? We travel a lot and that's where I hid it. That shit's expensive." He died the next morning. 3. My mother died when I was 11 of stage 4 cancer. While she was on hospice at home, my grandmother, on my dad's side, was standing by the bed. She woke up heavily medicated, pointed and said, "What are you doing here? I never liked you." Not especially shocking, but hilarious. It sounds heartless, but my grandmother gave my mom hell when she was alive. My other grandmother, mom's mom, tried to hold in laughter as she told her she taught her better than that. 4. My grandfather was in the hospital in a pretty nasty state. He barely could speak, but he made it clear to us he had something to say. He had my mother get him a piece of paper and a pen, thinking he has some important words to leave us with in case he doesn't have the chance. Later, my mom does just that. There's silence in the room as he scribbles something onto the paper with my mother and her 2 siblings waiting in anticipation. My grandfather finishes and with a big smile turns the paper for us to see. "I've got a girlfriend." It read as he pointed to Anna, a neighbor and friend of his. The goofball ended up pulling through and living several more years,